Hey, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Nick.
We are working class nerds.
Cue the intro. That's right, we are Working Class Nerds, the podcast that gives you no information about your favorite information.
Today is Thursday, August 19th, 2021, and you can find this 118 podcast on Apple Podcasts, Buzzsprout, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and anywhere you can find this podcast in the entire galaxy. And now in the multiverse. You can watch me terribly fail at video games at twitch.tv/MarcusB814.
You can see me play video games Monday nights at twitch.tv/NickVern51.
And you can find the both of us in our Discord. You want our Discord? Go to our Twitch, click the Discord link, come to the Discord. And you can find us on Twitter. I am at MarcusB814.
And I am at Nick Vern. That's NickVern. And this week's episode, we're talking with fellow streamer Declan Ravelli.
Hello, how you doing? Thank you for having me.
Declan streams Star Wars The Old Republic and scary games, and he's scared Marcus with his clips a few times, which always gives him bonus points. So, welcome to the show, Declan, and what have you been up to?
Yeah, thank you. You know, the second I get scared in one of those games, it gets clipped and sent straight to your Discord before I even have recovered. You've seen it before I've rewatched it or anything like that.
So it must have happened right as I went live, and Connor jumps in the Discord and he's like, in the stream, he's like, a link, you need to watch this right now. And I was like right now? He's like, right now. And I'm
Connor hates me, I swear. Anything to try and embarrass me.
Yeah, so anyway, so I put it on and it was like this scary game and
it was the hotel one.
Yeah, the hotel.
What's the name of that game?
At Dead of Night.
Dead of Night. It's really good if you like horror games.
It's horrible. It's such it's kind of jump scare, but it's so tension building the entire time. It's disgusting, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sidebar?
No sidebar. I'm just thinking about, and his character looks through the porthole.
In
the
hotel
this dude
door.
fucking comes straight up vertically in front of it.
Yeah.
And the music goes like, wing.
Yeah, and this guy, Declan, jumps, and me, I'm streaming and I'm not even playing the fucking game. I jumped and I was like, man, fuck this game.
It's not like I'm not faking those reactions. If I scream on stream like a little girl, I am screaming like a little girl. Those things are scary, and they get me every single time. I'm sitting there going, stream, it's all right. They've done all the jump scares. I know what's coming. Then it pops up, and I scream again, and my whole point's lost.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do a horror game. The last horror game I played was Dead Space, and it took me a year to beat.
I played Dead Space, yeah.
Yeah, so I played one chapter a month for a year because there was 12 chapters. Because I couldn't do it. After I played it, I'd have nightmares for 2 days, and then because the necromorphs were coming, and yeah. But anyway,
I don't ever play horror games, but I really like watching other people play them, on YouTube and stuff. I watched Dead of Night be played by Markiplier a few months ago.
Yeah,
but I really enjoy watching him that way. Or the Resident Evil, the newer games. I'll watch Markiplier play those too. So I like a Let's Play, but if I'm the one in control, I hate it. I freak out.
It's because your back gets tight.
Yeah,
tense.
And then I think I get that creeping suspicion that someone's behind me in the room. You know what I mean? Even though I'm alone and the door's locked and all the lights are on full blast, it doesn't matter.
Nick, I am behind you.
Right, exactly. You just get that creepy crawly feeling.
Exactly.
The amount of times I've checked behind me while playing a horror game, but try to play it off as I'm just checking something random. Really, I'm checking. Is there someone behind me? Yeah, is it happening?
Exactly.
Well, and you're playing the horror game in the dark.
Oh. Yeah, because the chat make me. I try to leave the lights on every single time. They're like, Declan, lights. I'm like, yep, okay.
Fine. See, the chat should mess with you and just be like, look out behind you.
They do.
There's someone in the house.
So you playing this horror game, was this your idea or Stream's idea?
No. So I used to stream a little while ago, and horror games were kind of a thing then because, as I said, my reactions are genuine, so I think people enjoy it. So I set up, and you get points for watching the channel, right?
Yeah.
I did one of those, so it's 10k points. You can request a horror game, and that's basically what's happened. I regret it because I've now got 3 of them like queued up. I should have set it to 100k points.
That's what I did.
Yeah, I made a big mistake that I'm now paying for.
So change it. Did you change it?
No, I haven't changed it yet.
Go into Streamlabs or whatever the fuck you're using right away tonight. Or Twitch.
Right.
No, you got to do it in Twitch and change it to 100K and be like, that was like the warm up. Now you guys got it. You want me to play these horror games? You guys need to spend some more time in my channel and earn that shit.
I'm going to be scarred either way from the ones I've got to play. So I might as well.
I watched one game. I don't know what it is. You don't get a weapon. You have to like run away.
Well, Dead of Night.
Outlast.
I've done Outlast as well. That was hideous. Oh, one of the worst games I've ever played.
Oh, Outlast is awful. You're that reporter and you get a camera and that's it.
Yeah,
you have to swap the camera batteries constantly.
You're running out of batteries. That's it. Yeah, and there's one bit in the game where you lose your camera, so you're walking around in the dark trying to find it.
Oh my god,
it really is horrible.
That is yes, and like, don't you lose like part of your hand or something? And
yes, you do.
Something. Sorry, spoilers, but like that is a rough game.
I watched that.
I really enjoyed watching someone else play that with all the lights on.
No. Like just the fact that like as soon as Dead Space started and they were like, oh, there's a distress signal. I'm like, don't go. Other way.
Turn around.
Yeah, turn around and go the other way. Oh, it'll be fine. No.
Call the army.
Yeah, like there's a reason why they're not responding. Nobody's alive.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
There's no one to rescue.
Hey, Isaac, why don't you get on this train and we'll talk to you from this safe zone while you go
into the danger.
Yeah, go tour the ship. But what I will say about it is the immersive point of a horror game is amazing.
Yeah.
Like Dead Space's music made the game. Like I completed it because it was that good. When you go into 0G and you have that mask on and all you hear is and like all of a sudden like you're watching your health deplete and you have to turn around and there's a necromorph like hacking your body and you're like, oh my god, and you can't hear anything.
Right.
Or when you have to like jump in a 0G room and like there's necromorphs floating with you.
I think audio is honestly half of what makes it scary most of the time for most horror games. The clip that you saw with the jump scare at Dead of Night, it was the audio that gets you. Before you even see anything, it's the audio that makes you jump, you know?
Yeah, because if you play Dead Space or Dead of Night with no sound on, it's just going to be like a normal game.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn. So, what was I going to say? So do you play any other games on stream other than a scary-ass game in SWTOR?
I'm going to start. Stuff like Final Fantasy 14. I really enjoy that game, but I've never done it on stream. Not for any particular reason. I just, I wanted to get back into streaming properly, and SWTOR was the way to do that for me because it's a game that I've been playing a while. I'm quite comfortable with it. So I can talk to chat happily while doing something on screen that I would think would be entertaining for viewers. But I need to start branching out a little bit. So, any suggestions, I'll happily take them.
I don't know what I could suggest. Marcus?
No. I play one game on stream because like I like honing the community and so people don't.
I mean, it's tough, right? Like, because I'm not a MMO person, which I found out. I will talk about how I found that out later, but I'm not really an MMO person. So if you're playing either like if that's your shtick, I don't really have a lot of good input for, you know what I mean? Besides Final Fantasy 14 or Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Well, there's a lot of good games. Like honestly, Mortal Kombat 11's story is unbelievable. Like you don't need to actually do
like the
multiplayer, like competitive fights. Like the game itself.
That's pretty fun. That's true.
You know what I mean? The game itself, the story of it is pretty legit.
Yeah.
And the graphics are beautiful and the gameplay is awesome. So like that's a cool game to play. But for me, I'm a one trick pony. Well, I'm really a 2-trick pony, but I'll get to that.
I never played Mortal Kombat. I was always a Tekken kid. Did you ever play Tekken?
Oh, sure. I sure did.
Yeah, Tekken for me was, I think it was Tekken 3 was the first one I played, and I loved that game. But yeah, it just never went to Mortal Kombat. I think my mum, as I was a kid, thought it was way too violent, so didn't let me have it.
That's fair. I think everyone's parents thought Mortal Kombat was too violent. That's fair. What was I going to say? Marcus, are you looking up Tekken characters?
Yeah, because I was forgetting who it was. I was legit with King. Like, you could not mess with me with King.
Oh, is that the guy with the like jaguar head?
Yes.
So, yeah.
That's cool. See, my guy was the one who did like the backflip.
A Law, I think he was.
Law,
Was it Law?
yes.
Yeah.
I think it is Law. Yeah, and you would like up kick you and then do a backflip.
Yeah, he just screamed the whole time while he was back.
Where's Law? Oh, martial law. Oh, it's like
Martial law.
yeah, it's like the
it's like Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Mine was Yoshimitsu. He was the boy.
Oh,
He had
yes.
a sword. You can't lose with a sword.
That's true. Wait, wasn't there a guy? Am I thinking of Tekken where like he would like break dance the whole time? That would have been one of the later games.
Yep. That was
He had like a big afro.
yes.
That was cool too.
I can't remember his name.
Was it Eddie that did? You did like Capoeira.
Eddie, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Good times. I forgot I played a lot of Tekken.
I played that shit in the arcade.
Exactly. Me too. That was
Damn.
awesome. So, Marcus, how's it going and what have you been up to?
Whoa.
You got a lot going on?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go deep and dark right away because I'm going to start with shit and end with positive. Okay.
Sounds good.
The Bad Batch is terrible.
Oh, yeah. Come
I
on.
finished.
No.
Like, listen, I watched the season finale. There's not like
Nothing happened.
nothing happened. And all that they did was tease that the mountain is actually it's legend, so it's not canon. That's Mount Tantus, and they're bringing the Camino scientists to do the cloning
Right.
from Heir to the Empire. Like, cool. Like, you're gonna make a evil Luke Skywalker or the Emperor clones or whatever, and this is how the clones happen for Rise of Skywalker, and it makes a little more sense. Okay, cool. There's been no extra character development. The only like the season finale felt like a normal episode. Didn't
Right.
feel like a season finale. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like Dave Filoni was forced to make the show and stretch it out.
Yeah. I feel like this was like 3 episodes and they went, you got to make it 16. And they went, oh, crap. But you
Yes.
still got to end at this one point.
But they renewed it for. So what I'm hoping for is the second season. It's almost like Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars Rebels first season was terrible,
Yeah.
but the second season, it like
I will say, let me defend Rebels. Rebels' first season is a lot better than Bad Batch's first season.
correct. Yes,
There's
no, there's no doubt of that.
Yeah, at least there's character development in the first season of Rebels. I think the pacing's really slow, but there's like stuff happens that
Yes,
is impactful for the future.
okay. That's a great point. And they have the Inquisitors, which is freaking cool.
Yeah, and you're adding cool stuff into canon and
right.
blah, blah,
But like
blah.
nothing. The only positive thing about the Bad Batch for me was you got to see the destruction of Camino.
Yeah.
And you hate the admiral or the general just as much as you like you hate Tarkin.
Mm-hmm.
But like other than that, I will whatever. It
So
was
I
just gonna
haven't
say.
seen Bad Batch. I've watched all the Clone Wars, I've watched all Rebels and stuff like that, and I heard Bad Batch was coming out, and I just never got around to watching it. But is it really not worth a watch?
Well, here's what I would do. The first episode is honestly really good. It's like an hour and a half
Yes.
long. It's
Mhm.
basically a movie. I think that's super valuable. It shows you like Order 66 from the clone's perspective, and that's fantastic. I would
Mhm.
watch episodes 1, 2, 3, and then skip to 14 and 15, and you will not miss a thing.
Well, that's very disappointing.
I know. Yeah. Sorry to be like half spoilers, half not, but
No, I mean, like, I've not heard great reviews about it anyway. So
yeah, it's like it's entertaining in a very, very shallow manner. There's
Right.
like Marcus is saying, there's not a lot. There's basically no past episode 1. There's no character development. Like nobody changes, nobody grows, changes their opinions on things, how they act, how they don't grow as characters at all. And it's very frustrating because you want them to be.
You want it to be like The Mandalorian or Loki or WandaVision, and it is not.
Or something, or
It
even
is.
Clone Wars.
You know what
Yeah.
it is?
Something.
It's
Yeah.
the it's 60. No,
16.
it's 14 episodes. It's a 16 episode season.
Yeah.
But it's 14 filler episodes for the Clone Wars.
which is unfortunate.
But I
mean,
would tell you to watch, like Nick said, the first 3 episodes and then watch the last episode, and you will have missed nothing. But I hope they go to the next
level of storytelling.
Yes. Sorry,
Yeah.
I was coughing.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I finished The Bad Batch. I'm giving it a 4 out of 10. Minus the first episode. The first episode is a 10 out of 10.
First episode's I think that's what colors this as so profoundly disappointing, because the first episode's so good. There's tons of emotion and it makes you really care, and then it completely falls off a cliff the rest of not, it tapers off. 2 and 3 are still good, and then it falls off a cliff.
Omega could have not been in the show in the first episode and left Omega out, and they could have just done an hour and a half long show. One show, 1 hour, and done, and everybody would have been thrilled.
Yeah,
Special event.
Right.
Anyways, so back to me. So I did get a new webcam. I bought the Elgato face cam. I'm really excited because my studio is just about done.
Mm-hmm.
The neighbors are remodeling their house, and the insulator that I know is coming there to foam the house.
Oh.
So he said when he comes, he's going to come foam the ceilings.
Perfect.
So it's soundproof. Once everything else is done in the room, I just got to put a carpet in. I'm going to build a desk. Well, it's really just going to be a platform so I can set it up. And then I have my own studio. It'll be my space, and I will be able to hook up the new camera, and the stream can actually quality can grow. I'm not dealing with this kabuki-ness that I deal with every day. Anyways, Destiny or SWTOR, Nick?
Well, SWTOR, because we're going to talk more SWTOR later.
Okay, so in SWTOR stuff, our Tuesday, Wednesday raid team is where I'm getting so close, and we're getting so close to the full nightmare clear. On Wednesday, we got Kefis down, I want to say 5 to 7 times. Down, actually saw the boss and actually got to prog the actual boss.
Yeah.
And it's starting to be real for me that I'm going to actually earn this kill, because I've been working to get a full nightmare clear for so fucking long.
Yeah.
And I'm so tired of losing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So once we beat Kefis, whenever that is, could be months from now for all I know, I will be doing a 30-day subcode and 2,400 cartel coin giveaway that night.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah, I want to, you guys all watch me. I want to celebrate with you by giving you awesome shit. Something I do want to say, I've made a conscious decision about the new expansion coming out for SWTOR.
Okay.
And I want everybody to hear it, because I've been pretty negative towards it. And the combat changes and them taking away abilities and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a new mindset. Let's get excited.
Okay.
We've been playing this game for 10 years one way, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's change it. It's going to be a new game to play. So on day 1 of expansion 7.0, this game will be different than what we're used to, which means all of the veteran players, myself included, yourself, Declan, Nick, anybody, it's going to be a brand new experience. We're going to be learning like it's a new game. Now, is it going to be frustrating because it's going to be out of the normal and we're not going to have some of the things that we used to have? Yeah. But why not embrace it? Why not just say, you know what? So if the game's terrible, the game ends. BioWare isn't doing this to shut the game down. They're doing this because they think it's going to make the game last for 10 years to come. But I was in stream yesterday. I was saying, well, in the expansion, I won't have a reflect. I'm going to have to learn. And I said that, and Lady Rand actually said, she goes, so you're going to have to learn how to do it like they used to do it back in the day. Run out of the circles. Mm-hmm. And for me, it really hit a spot once they said that, because during the progression of the night, we were doing a portion of the fight, and my co-tank, who I love, was saying oh, you got to tell me to when the boss does this move. And I'm thinking to myself, and I said, and I actually asked why. I felt bad afterwards. Why do you need me to do that? And he said, because I'm DPSing the boss. And my first reaction was what does that matter? that's the DPS's job.
Hmm.
Like, the whole point is for us to win, and like, until we know the fight like the back of our heads, and we can like navigate through it and do extra stuff,
Yeah.
like, that's not our job. Our job, if we can't beat the boss with the 4 DPS we have, then the team isn't good enough to clear the boss, which it is. Do I
Yeah.
sound super salty?
Yeah,
No.
you're
No, I
spicy
don't think
this.
you're sorry.
You're spicy this whole evening.
Well,
I
that's
think,
why I was saying this point is I'm not spicy about, because I'm not mad. I'm actually excited to say that I'm finally at a point in my raiding career where I can say, look, don't complain to me if I'm not DPSing. I'm the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Do your job and we win. Just like the healers, or when I do something stupid, because like I wasn't reflecting, I wasn't AoE taunting and being able to hold this huge group of trench cutters, they're like ads, in the fight. And we were taking so much damage. On the last pull, it like clicked in my brain, like the hamster ran a little bit faster and the light bulb went off.
Yeah.
And like afterwards, the healer was like, Marcus, I don't know what you did there, but nobody else took damage. It was the most perfect thing ever. And I was like, noted, I will never screw that up again. And all that is managing abilities, not just mashing my buttons. Whatever's lit up, just hitting it just so I can do it. Actually managing the buttons to know what moves are coming next, to be able to save the moves that I need for the moments that you need them.
That is like the perfect example of progression. You learning that one little bit and making it easier for someone else and getting further in the fight. Like that's like a rewarding moment, I think, as a tank. Because I'm a tank player as well. When you realize something like that and you know how to do that and you're like, I will not make that mistake again. And because of that, I've just made this fight easier. That's that's so cool, I think.
That's awesome.
Well, it's amazing for me.
That's very satisfying.
Yes. And like, I think I relieved the other tank as well, because he was like, oh shit, all right. And then the next pull, it was one of our best pulls of the night. And it progressively got better, because like, let's worry about our jobs, because if we're dead, we don't win. So let's everybody just stop, focus up what we need to do, and let's do this. Like, we're going to win this. And when we win it, I feel like it's going to be such an accomplishment for the team that then we can move on to the next nightmare operation. And we're all going to feel better about ourselves. And once you beat an Apex boss or the last boss, I feel like you're just that much better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh, wow, that felt good.
Going back to what you said before about the changes coming up, I've received from my chat the same kind of negative attitude towards it. The general opinion is that because they're removing abilities or making you choose between them and you're going to have less overall abilities, it'll make the game easier. Because maybe rotations will be simpler, or it's not a case of which defensive do I use in this situation, because you have a more limited choice, you know?
Wait. Hey, here, can I just give you a suggestion on what to tell BioWare? Or tell your chat? Yeah. BioWare has a very hard time balancing anything.
Oh,
so guess what? Yeah. The content is still going to be hard. They're going to scale it, but sometimes it's very hard for them to balance a paper bag, let alone a nightmare operation. Like day one, don't plan on going in a nightmare op, because it's going to be impossible. It's going to take them months to be able to scale nightmare ops to the new changes.
I am agreeing with you. This is what I think too. People are of the impression that less abilities mean easier, but if you don't have as many options or different ways of doing things, and you have to do it a more specific way, that's going to be harder. So these nim ops that all these players that have been doing for years can do it with their eyes closed now are going to have to learn the fight again. That, from a point of a developer, is an amazing change. Making old content enjoyable again. I don't see anything wrong with that kind of change.
Well, right. So, but what I'm trying to do is I'm done being negative, because everybody's being negative, but let's be positive. Let's just say, look, everybody wants change. Everybody wants new stuff. This is going to be a new way to play the game. Mm-hmm. And Kogus actually said it to me. He goes, Marcus, when Explosive Conflict first came out, there was no Reflect. There was no Mad Dash on a tank, on a jug tank. There was no Enraged Defense or whatever their move was. I don't know what it was, but there was none of that. So the healers had to do more healer stuff. and we had to do, and you had to do more tank stuff to mitigate damage and like move out of stuff and like really focus on that. And now there isn't that. So it's almost like they're going back to the old ways, but people are so used to the same abilities over and over and over again. And they're so used to cheesing mechanics. It could actually be hard again.
Yeah. I can't wait. I can't wait to see it. Like, I'm going into this with a completely open mind. I hear people saying already, I'm not going to play when 7.0 hits. But why? Why wouldn't you try it out and see if you like it rather than just going, I'm not going to play it because it's not the game that I'm currently playing,
Yeah, I think a lot of people might not play on day 1, day 2, day 3, week 3, week 4. But at the end of the day, there's no other Star Wars Online video game, right? Yeah. Battlefront 2 is dead. I mean, people are playing it, but there's no like new content.
Yeah.
And this is the only Star Wars Online game. People are going to come back to it because they're going to want their sniper rifle, or they're going to want their blasters, or they're going to want a lightsaber. It's just, I hate to say it, that's pretty much how it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm turning on the hype for, like, I'm not hype all the time, but for 7.0, I'm going hype.
For the record, you are definitely hype all the time.
Yeah, I've seen your streams. You're always hype.
It's what degree of hype?
So Nick is sitting next to me. I'm like that all the time.
Yeah, 100%.
That doesn't, like, when I wake up in the morning, that's how I am.
Well, we've traveled together for cantinas and paintball and different things, but for reference, we're cousins in real life. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that. No.
Yes, I used to live like 10 minutes away. Now I live 25, but still. And so when we record, we try to do it in person as often as we can.
Yeah.
But yeah, Marcus is all hype all the time. That's just Marcus always.
Well, there we go, Marcus. You can't disagree.
Nope. So Nick, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What's it like to be an affiliate?
It's fucking awesome.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. It's really satisfying. It feels like you made it, I know it's an accomplishment. It's not like terribly difficult, but it is difficult. You know what I mean?
It is difficult.
You have to really try. Like, you can't make affiliate without like actually putting in effort to stream.
That's correct. You can't stream 1 day a week and make affiliate.
Yeah, you have to push for it and like promote a little bit and like
promote a lot of it.
Yeah.
There's people that it takes months to get affiliate.
Yeah.
I was going to say, some people are sitting there with 0 or 1 viewers for, literally months. And you've done it. How long have you been streaming for?
A couple weeks, probably 3 weeks, something like that.
That's
crazy. I got affiliate after 2 weeks, pretty much.
Yeah, you've done amazing, to be honest.
It is amazing, but it's all thanks to the nerds community that's already set up. I mean, we have a big viewing for the podcast here, obviously, and then Marcus's stream has a giant following, so I'm sort of riding some coattails with those two things. But still, you have to stream a little bit. So that's a giant leg up. That's a big chunk of why I was really motivated to start streaming, because I have these resources to like at least get it off the ground and get to affiliate. And now what I do from here is up to me, but to waste those resources would be stupid,
What have you been playing? Sorry, I'm curious.
Okay. So a few different things. So I started off just playing. So I did a few test streams to just like see how that would go and test my setup and things like that, where I was just playing Call of Duty multiplayer.
You did like 7 test streams until we finally were like, enough of the test. Step up your shit and just do a real stream.
Yeah,
it's not a test anymore.
Well, I'm a research guy. I like lots of trials. Okay, but I was just getting the feel for things, right? Yeah. I guess at some point it was like a test for me personally, not for the equipment and things. But
yeah.
So then once that started, I'm like, okay, through the test streams, I realized I shouldn't play like I was playing Call of Duty multiplayer or Warzone, and that's fine. But I feel like for content people are viewing it's not what I want to be streaming.
You didn't stream Warzone. You were just streaming the Call of Duty multiplayer, and it was like, okay, run, dead.
Run.
Okay, run, kill 2, dead.
Right.
And just restart and restart and restart and restart. Where
And it's not very engaging for the viewers.
When you were
know?
doing Warzone, it was actually intriguing because like the pressure's on.
Right.
If you're dead, you lose.
Right.
But like the cloud, the smog is coming in.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
closing in. Why the fuck are you looking behind you when I said the smog is coming?
Because
in?
you looked behind me, and then we were talking about horror games, and I got
It's a horror game thing.
got him. But yeah, horror games. Oh my god, don't turn around.
Yeah, and I got my back to the door, which is just terrible. Yeah, Marcus.
Rule 1: Dwight says never have your back to the door.
Exactly.
Anyway,
I screwed up in this podcast arrangement.
All right, so what I'm saying is, like, I feel like Warzone is intriguing.
Yeah.
But I do know what you mean, that like you wouldn't have known that is not the game you want to stream until you streamed it.
Right. Yeah. Because I feel like if you're a crazy personality and almost like a celebrity, like people will watch just for you, and whatever streaming is almost irrelevant. It's like background noise for you to be, you know what I mean? And like if someone famous or something like that is playing Call of Duty multiplayer, or to a lesser degree Warzone, but it's kind of the same vibe. Like that only works if you have a big audience, I feel like. Or you've been doing it since the beginning. But whereas for me, I'm like, okay, A, this isn't a game type that I want to play for hours and hours and hours on end. B, if I play something that's more story-based content, I think that's way more engaging for a viewer to like follow along the story with me and then also engage me in the chat. And it's like the two sort of complement each other better. So for that reason, I'm like, okay, on Monday nights, I'm doing story content. And then once I was like officially streaming, I'm like, Mondays are story content no matter what. And I started with Fallout New Vegas just because it was something I was familiar with, and Marcus hated it. So I hit affiliate, and then right before I hit affiliate, Marcus was like on the podcast, like, you know what?
Last week,
you're like, I'm buying.
Oh, I didn't even say anything.
No, you didn't say anything. You just did it while on stream, and I saw your screen. He just bought me Horizon Zero Dawn.
So the story is he plays. Have you ever played the Fallout games?
I played Fallout 4.
Okay, it's the worst game ever.
Mm-mm.
The VAT system.
Fallout 4, your weapons don't degrade like in Vegas.
I haven't gone there yet.
Okay.
I don't care about the degrading part. That's another shit part of the game. But like,
okay, the
whole VAT system, you click 3 bullets and it's all hitting their head, and you shoot them in the head 3 times and they're not dead. Dumb. That's not how it works. And so I don't enjoy that. And like, it's on Nick's stream nights, I want to be there for him. So the first night I was watching him play New Vegas, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so dumb.
I can't watch this.
I can't watch this. This is like so dumb. I need to fix this. And then we were talking on the podcast about the game he was playing. And he's like, oh, I've been thinking about playing maybe something else, blah, blah, blah. Horizon Zero Dawn came up, and I told him about it, sent him the trailer. You can get it on your computer through Steam. And he's like, yeah, apartment life. I don't really have $50 right now. So what I did, I signed into Steam while we were recording the podcast, and I bought it for him. He watched it, and he's like, well, it looks like I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Goodbye, Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah. So that's my actual stream night games. But then,
and that fucking game is beautiful.
It is. I'm so happy about that.
It is so legit. Like robot dogs coming at you, and all you got is a bow and arrow. Like you have to roll out of the way, or you're getting mauled over like you're in a Mexican rodeo.
Wait a minute, bullfighting? You mean? Like
Yes.
you're a matador?
Oh no, that's Spain.
It's Spain, not
Spain. Oops.
I knew what you meant. I think they do it. I don't know. Whatever. I don't know which culture does that. Matador. I knew what you meant.
Yes. That's like what you like. But anyways, I'm sorry. I'm completely sidebarring your time.
Yes. So I hit affiliate, which we knew, but I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and then on that's Monday nights, no matter what. Always, that's my story night, and then I'm not always free other nights of the week, so I like to do these bonus streams, and that's what I was doing when I was pushing for affiliate, and I would call them. I'll get back to that. What I've been playing is Warzone with my paintball teammates. I play.
It's
paintball.
called the Power Hour.
Yeah, well, you got to build to that.
No,
the name of the paintball team is CWE, Chris Ward Electric Power, because we're sponsored by an electrical
hence
company.
the Power Hour.
Okay.
Yes. So when I'm playing with my teammates on the team, it's the Power Hour and the bonus streams.
This podcast has gone to shit.
Well, that's what always happens. But So I do bonus power hours, Tuesday or Wednesdays usually. Sometimes happens, sometimes did not. But so that's what I was doing for affiliate was story content Monday, and then I did a couple power hours in between to get the number of streams up to hit that 7 streams in a month or whatever it was. And then the hours, of course, and viewers and followers I got like super fast just from the nerds community. But I would not have got there without the nerds community. So speaking of which, my first affiliate stream was Monday this week, and we hit a level 5 hype train thanks to Marcus largely, also Fernando from Power, and Bly from Power, and Kogus. They're all donating subs and going crazy in the chat. It was awesome.
Wow.
It's a milestone.
There was a level 5 hype train within like 25 minutes.
Yeah, you have to, dude, like once you do it, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like,
that's ridiculous,
It was insanity. I was completely broken. I'm like, got on. I'm playing like I'm literally 2 hours into Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't even know how like the gearing system works yet. I'm still figuring it out. I'm playing along, going through like basically the back end of the tutorial, and it's like boom, 5 gifted subs, 100 bits, another 100 bits, and another 100 bits, and then a gifted sub. I'm like, oh my god. This person's following
1,000 bits.
And then 1,000. It's like, oh my god! I'm like, I have no idea what's happening in the story. I'm just freaking out and saying thank you, and it was awesome.
I love it.
Wait a minute,
I love bringing the hype into people's streams.
it was amazing.
Yeah, you do the same in mine every time you turn up.
I love it.
It's like, Marcus, and then you're like, hi everyone, here's 5 gifted subs. I'm like, oh no, Marcus is going to start giving me way too much again.
Well, it's
Marcus did that had that happen to him the other day on Tuesday. You didn't even talk about that.
I didn't.
Mark, you want to just sidebar real quick?
Sidebar.
So I was in, I think, most of Marcus's stream, and on Tuesday.
Do you see that?
Yeah, the volume's adjusting. I don't know how. Something's touching something. So
That's
I was
weird.
so I was in Marcus's stream basically the whole time, and there was an anonymous
Oh my god.
donator or gifter of subs and bit sender. It was crazy.
So then,
And
it went on, they were like, somebody said something about my dogs, and all of a sudden it was like dog donated $1. Dog
donated $3.
German Shepherd donated $25.
Yeah.
The dog has spoken. And then the last dono of the night, it was for $1. It was from German Shepherd, and the name the name of it was Dog Sent Game Mail.
And it was $1.
Oh no.
So the next day, like I checked my mailbox, but it takes like an hour because it was the end of my stream.
Yeah.
The next day I checked, there was 50 million credits in my thing and the Kowakian monkey lizard.
Wow.
But like, I don't know who this person is.
Yeah.
What was their tune name that you got sent from?
German Shepherd dog.
Wow.
Well, in the game, that was it.
Yeah.
In the game.
In SWTOR.
So they probably either created a level 1 character, just named it that,
Yeah.
Or
just
it
so
was a
they could
massive
send-
coincidence.
or it's or they paid to change the name of their character to
yeah.
German Shepherd dog.
Yeah.
But it's amazing. But anyway,
It was crazy.
but Nick, like your first affiliate stream, dude, you celebrate that because it is a milestone. It is not easy to earn. There's a lot of people that don't have affiliate,
Yeah.
and they work really hard at it, and you achieved it, and hold your head high. It's big.
Yeah,
It's
100%.
awesome. Like I will say, for me, the big one for you now that you're affiliate, like once you make a little bit of money or you want to spend a little bit of money, get sub badges.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Like, who cares about the emotes? You don't need emotes. Get the sub badges, because like when people sub to your channel and they've done it for like 1 month, 3 months, 5 months, 7 months, 9 months, whatever it is,
right.
for the first year, you have some badges. It's a way for you to remember who's been around.
Yeah. I'm going to do both. I'm going to get emotes and sub badges, but probably next week sometime. But yeah, where was I? Oh. Yeah, so I'm super enjoying Horizon Zero Dawn, and it's really cool because I probably would have never ever played that game if it wasn't for streaming. You know, I mean, even besides Marcus getting it for me, if I wasn't like looking for something like that to play, I would have never played it. And it's beautiful and really cool and engaging, and the combat's wicked awesome. So also on Tuesday, I went on the Gaming Persona podcast
With Doc and Jenny?
Yes.
Whoa.
With Dr. Gameology and Jenny, which is really cool. if you don't know, Dr. Gamology has a PhD in some sort of psychology. He did his what do you call it? Dissertation. He did PhD dissertation on how people's, something to the effect of, I might be butchering this, people's personality types affect how or predict how they play an MMO, specifically Star Wars: The Old Republic, which was really cool. And Jenny, I believe he works as a counselor and then also as a professor of people trying to be counselors. And I think that's how he met Jenny. Is she also is somewhere in the counseling or psychology world?
They've been friends for a long time.
Yeah.
They met. Oh shit!
Jenny also plays video games too, though.
Yeah, I forget, but they've known each other a long time, way longer than Dr. Gamology.
Right. So, but before I went on the show, they asked me to take a personality test, and I found out that, like a Myers-Briggs style or Young style, I forgot which it is, but I'm an INTJ apparently. I don't forget what that means, but
You're not an introvert.
see, that's what everybody said. But I got an I. So I think we talk about it on the podcast. You have to listen to it. My explanation of why I think that is actually pretty fitting. But and then also a personality test and a gaming motivation test, and it asks you like what aspects of games you like enjoy and how much you enjoy this or that, and it like shows you what type of gamer you are and what motivates you, and that was really interesting. And then we talked about how like my personality type and or gaming motivation sort of make sense with what types of games I enjoy playing, and then talk about Doc's and Jenny's like personality types and gaming motivations and how they're super different, and we got like each other's perspectives on things, and it was a really cool conversation, and it was almost like therapy. It was fun. Check it out. That'll be out next week. I'll post it all over the Discord and the socials.
I can't wait.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I think they're going to do a series where they're interviewing lots of different people and their gaming circle of friends.
Yeah.
To pick them apart like that, because it was really cool to like break it down and be like, oh, because you like this, you probably enjoy this portion of games, and I'm like, yeah. And then it was funny. Doc kept bringing these things up that like you probably hate this, and this, and I'm like, oh my god, you're right. Yes, I do. I really do hate those things. I never realized it until you said that. But so one last thing for me, the Call of Duty Vanguard cinematic trailer came out today. There's a teaser that was terrible. I thought that was like a terrible piece of media. But then the cinematic trailer came out today, and it is epic. If you don't know, Call of Duty Vanguard is set once again in World War II. This is made by Sledgehammer Games, the same studio that made Call of Duty World War II. And honestly, World War II I was not a big fan of at all. So I'm hoping Sledgehammer has learned some and gets redemption for themselves. But it's going to be set in all different conflicts as per usual. Sledgehammer is doing the campaign and multiplayer, and then Infinity Ward is designing the zombies mode, which is cool. So I am typically a Treyarch Call of Duty guy. I like the Black Ops series. I really loved Cold War, how that feels, that engine and all that. But based on this trailer, this looks super duper fun. I still think Battlefield 2042 is going to be the game to play, like going forward. But this looks really cool. Also, I'm definitely going to play it. Maybe I'll play the campaign on stream. That could be fun. Anywho, that's all for me.
So, I'm just watching this. So, World at War was the last World War II Call of Duty?
No, World War II.
Oh, the one before that, World at War, I loved.
The World at War was, that was a long time ago. Then I think in order it was Call of Duty World War II, and then they did Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and then Cold War, and now Vanguard is returning to World War II. It's the same studio that made World War II. I didn't love World War II. I mean, it was fine, but I thought it was...
It was made by Sledgehammer Games.
Yeah, it was a little dry, but...
It was terrible.
Yeah.
There's too many Call of Duties.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, you know what I think they need to do is they need a new map for Warzone.
Yeah.
They need to leave Verdansk or whatever it's called.
Verdansk?
Or whatever it is. And make a new map.
Yeah.
If they did that, then the game, I would enjoy that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But I don't play the campaigns. Like, I think I played not Modern Warfare. What was the one? Maybe it was Modern Warfare.
Yeah, you played Modern Warfare.
I played Modern Warfare's campaign, and it was, honestly, it felt like a Call of Duty from 2010.
Right.
Like, campaign. Oh, follow the yellow dot.
Yeah.
Like, if they either get rid of the campaign and focus on Warzone and the multiplayer, or do an open world campaign.
Yeah, something a little more substantial.
But yeah. Anyway,
it's kind of a one foot in one foot in the other type of thing.
Correct.
So do we have any SWTOR news?
Yeah, so today they came up with Daniel Stats, system designer, gave us some information on Galactic Season 2. So Galactic Season 1 is ending in October. Excuse me. And they wanted to take this opportunity to sit down with you and chat about some of the systemic changes we're moving towards with Galactic Seasons 2. Nick?
So it says, you have all provided a ton of great feedback from our original PTS, but also throughout the first season. That feedback has helped us continue to shape and refine how Galactic Seasons looks and feels, and we would like to share that with you before the next season begins with the launch of Legacy of the Sith. So let's dive in.
Wait a minute. Does that mean that no? Because the first season ends and they're going to have like a month between the next.
Yeah, I'm
season.
sure there'll be a gap between them.
Yeah. So moving priority objectives into their own tab. So with Season 2, we'll be moving the priority objectives out of the greater Conquest objectives list and putting them into their own tab within the Conquest window. This was one of the largest points of feedback provided throughout the original Galactic Seasons PTS, and we are excited to get that adjustment in for Season 2. When opening the Conquest window, you will see two tabs, one for Conquest objectives and a second for priority objectives. By clicking on the priority objectives window, players will be able to see the list of priority objectives they have available to them, in how many they have completed, and which or how many they still have available to complete. So they also have changes to priority objectives. There's a daily emphasis is shifting to weekly emphasis. With Season 1, there is a strong emphasis on daily participation. This is evident in both the feel of the season as well as their Season 1 point allocation as shown below.
Wow.
So the percent,
that's a big change.
The percent of total Galactic points for Season 1 was login 11% for subscribers or 8% for free players. Weeklies objectives were 32% of points for subs or 33% for free players, and then daily objectives were 57% and 58%.
Wow.
So it's mostly daily objectives getting the points. So for Season 2, we are flipping this around to instead focus on a week-to-week emphasis. As such, Season 2 will change from 2 dailies and 2 weeklies to 1 daily and 10 weeklies. Looking back at the percent of total Galactic Season points allocation for Season 2, this is where it ends up. So they're aiming for 9% and 5% for Season 2, and then for login points, 74%, basically 75%, 10%. I'll summarize it. Essentially, they want it to be about 10% of the points coming from just logging in, 75% from your weekly objectives, and about 15 to 20% for your daily objectives. I think that's pretty cool.
74, 76, 16, 19. But yes.
Yeah. So our goals with this philosophy change is to ease the stress of daily participation and the feeling of missing out if you simply cannot log in for that specific day or series of days, and to more closely align with the login rewards philosophy of at your own pace. So players all provide more time to plan their Galactic Seasons week, both for themselves and for their friends. Priority objectives are no longer randomized. So by moving off the day-to-day and into the week-to-week philosophy for Galactic Seasons, we are also removing the randomized granting of priority objectives. All players will be given the same 10 weekly priority objectives for the week, which will change from week to week. We hope this provides a clearer map for players to plan out their week when they want to attack each priority objective, and how to, with or without their friends.
Can I just say that's the biggest change to me?
That is
so
awesome.
Many times where my mates are playing are going, "Oh, we've got to do Ravagers for the weekly. You want to join?" I'm like, "Oh, well, I've got to do 3 Galactic Starfighter missions. Don't worry, I'll just re-roll it. Oh, now I've got 2 Warzones to do. I guess you guys go have fun while I do my thing." That for me that's the change I wanted. That's great.
Yeah, this is We're going to deep dive into this. Keep going.
This sounds much more fun. So you can also choose any 7 weekly structure.
Whoa.
To give a larger net of flexibility in priority objective options, players will only need to complete 7 out of the 10 weekly priority objectives. Once a player has completed their chosen 7 weekly priority objectives, the other 3 will then become locked out for the remainder of the week. We want to provide players a way to earn as many Galactic season points as possible each week while being able to participate in objectives they find the most appealing.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good.
Talk about play the way you want to. Daily priority objective is simply to earn conquest. So as mentioned above, there will only be one daily priority objective, which will be simply consist of, quote, earn personal conquest experience. Our goal is to give players the flexibility to continue playing Star Wars The Old Republic however they wish to on a day-to-day basis while still making progress in the season. In a later post, we will go into a few more details as to what the Season 2 priority objectives may look like. In the meantime, we would love to hear your initial thoughts on the proposed changes coming to Season 2 before we move into broader testing in a later PTS phase. Thanks again for your continued feedback. Sincerely, David Stats.
So immediately, this is fantastic. So if you guys remember when Galactic Seasons was announced and they wanted us, they announced it and they made the emphasis on daily logins, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah, that's why you purchased the skip ahead.
Yeah,
right?
day one, I finished the Galactic season. I just paid the cartel coin. See you later. It's over. Game over. Where this is really intriguing for me is everybody is going to have the same goals or priority objectives. Like you said, Deck, if you have Dread Fortress, so do I.
Yeah.
Let's go do it.
Exactly.
Or like we have 2 war zones. Let's go do it.
Yep.
Where everybody always had different things. And our mandatory fun night, shout out to B. Kavanaugh, he really made our mandatory fun nights, that's our weekly guild night, awesome because everybody had different priority objectives and it was really hard to set a goal. Now with this change, they're going to be able to set a goal and say, this is what we're going to do, and everybody's going to achieve their points. I may get involved in this season.
Yeah.
And actually do it. But what I'm curious of is play your way is a very specific thing for me. If I can log in every week and just do operations and earn my season pass, I'm in. But if I have to log in and do GSF, it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Or a ranked PvP match or even just PvP in SWTOR, I'm not going to do it. Like if I was running with both of you guys, I would do it. But other than that, I have zero interest in that.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is not the way I play.
I get why they've done stuff like, one of them is going kill 75 NPCs on Alderaan. And I get that because, why not use that planet? It's a whole planet. Do something with it. But no one wants to go and do that, right? There's no other reason to go back to that planet, though, apart from Datacrons or Battlemaster or something like that, both of which are great. But I don't want to spend, the few hours I get maybe after work going to Alderaan and sitting there farming NPCs waiting for them to respawn, I love these changes. That's great. And I'm the same as you, Marcus. I will get involved in it this season because I did the first week last time and I got bored and I stopped and I didn't touch it again.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm really excited. These changes I feel like they heard us and they're changing it. And it's going to, believe it or not, it's going to make the game more fun. There's been a lot of times where I've heard the word, I feel stressed because I didn't get my daily objective done today. And I don't feel like that makes it fun. That's not fun for me at all. And yeah, hats off. I'm not upset about this.
It seems pretty awesome. I'm pumped for it.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Yeah. There are several days where I get home from work late and I'd pop on, I'll just do my conquest thing or, whatever it's called. And it's it's Galactic Starfighter, which I personally don't enjoy. And I'm just log off again. I don't want to do that,
Yep.
The fact that we're getting to choose the way we play and play with friends as well is exactly what an MMO should be. It's a game to play with your friends. So I can't fault this change. I think it's great.
Me frickin' too.
So,
in AIE news,
Tuesdays are our mandatory fun night for the guild, which involves mandatory fun but not mandatory attendance. That runs from 9. What?
it's where the fun
I'll-
is
I'll-
mandatory.
I stuttered and tried to recover. Okay.
Listen, it's
Let me
where
just-
the fun. It's where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not.
I'll just go in the Wayback Machine. So Tuesdays are our mandatory fun guild night where the fun is mandatory, but the attendance is not. Those run from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we switch from the fun and exciting and awesome and epic Imperial side to the boring sunshine, rainbows, ponies, and sweat instead of blood Republic side. Where you don't kill all the enemies, you just befriend them, and they go to nappy time.
Yes, and this past Tuesday they did a pet hunt, which I don't know how when the last time they did this, but I know there was like 23 people that joined in and they hunted down pets, and everybody achieved 3 different pets, which that's a cool event. Like, I'm not a pet collector,
Yeah.
but like I would go do that if I wasn't raiding. I would totally go do that.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
It sounds really fun.
So did you know, Nick, Fridays are the place to be in AIE?
They are?
Yes.
Wait, what do we do?
So the
All
first
kinds of stuff?
Yes. So the first Friday of the month, they do Master Mode Flashpoints. The second Friday of every month is hard mode training. This past week, I took the team and we went to Gods from the Machine. Unfortunately, we didn't have 8 people, so we just did the story mode version.
Uh-huh.
But I made sure I made it as hard as possible to win, but we still achieved the win. The third Friday of every month, we do achievements, which we hunt out all those achievements that's easier to get when you're with friends.
Wait,
And what's the fourth Friday
I
night?
think I know this one. Is that 4 Fridays?
It's 4.
Do you know what that sounds like?
No.
It's Friday, and it's Mega, the monthly Epic Guild activity, where we'll sell you the whole seat, but you only need the edge. It's Mega.
Well, that was amazing. I wasn't expecting it, but that was amazing.
Listen. He's been doing that for like 100 episodes. It doesn't get old.
I felt good about that one.
I thought a YouTube video started playing on a browser somewhere or something like that.
Oh,
But anyways,
man.
so this month's Mega, which is happening in a couple weeks, I have not confirmed, but I'm really thinking Datacrons
Yes.
or world bosses, because we haven't done that in a while, and I really want to kill some world bosses. I actually really enjoy like searching the galaxy for different world bosses, going to different ones and killing them. But if all this sounds fun to you, go to aie-guild.org. Get our Discord information at the top right-hand corner of the website. Ask for a guild invite. Whether or not you play SWTOR or any of the other MMOs or Horizon Zero Dawn and you just want to chat with Nick, whatever game you play, we would love to have you. And yes, Nick, I already see you doing the dance. We'll be right back.
Jeez, Nick, hurry up. We're trying to finish this podcast.
And we're back. So today we're talking all Declan Ravelli all the time. But first, Battlefield 2042.
Did you guys see the trailer?
Yes.
Did you see
I
the
haven't
short?
seen it
Okay, so have you seen the short like movie?
yet. Yes.
That shit is legit.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like what they're doing for this game is making me really excited. So like what I loved about Battlefield Bad Company 2, it was my style,
Uh-huh.
but I like that there were servers and you would just join a server. Like you got to pick the server. It was not matchmaking. Like you found the server list and you went into the game.
Mhm.
And people being able to host their own servers, that means you can have grenades only. You know what I mean?
Or
Like
rocket launchers only or whatever.
rocket launchers only or whatever it is. And that I liked, because once you find servers you like, you end up playing with those people more and more.
Right.
Something that they've announced since then, this is going to be a live service game. They're going to be coming out with new specialists in the seasons, kind of like Rainbow Siege does the operators.
Yeah.
How freaking cool is that?
That's awesome.
The
Yeah, that
other
is
thing
cool.
is the portal mode is basically you're going to get to make your own games any way you want it to be. So basically, you're going to be able to create your own campaigns if you want. If you want all World War II characters, like 100 World War II characters versus 10 Battlefield 2042 characters and 2 tanks, you can do that.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Like, it's going to be like, I feel like when the game first comes out, people are going to play all the new maps and stuff.
Yeah.
But after that, it's going to be all Portal mode all the time because people are just going to want to play the iconic
eras and
all
and
the
stuff.
maps from the iconic eras and all that stuff. So it's pretty exciting.
So you guys were talking about Call of Duty earlier, so I got the big question for you.
Yeah.
Battlefield or Call of Duty?
See, that's
an easy one for me. It's Call of Duty.
Yeah, me too. I think if you're just saying you're putting the two next to each other and all my friends are either going to play one or the other, I'm going to choose Call of Duty.
So why choose Call of Duty?
Call of Duty is an arcade shooter.
Yeah.
It's action-paced. You can respawn instantly, so you're never really out of the game. Where Battlefield is more like tactical in a way.
It's still arcade-y, but you like move the dial just a smidge towards tactical.
Yeah, like if Call of Duty is a 10 on arcade shooter, Battlefield is like a 7.
Yeah.
Like there's more, like it's not instant respawn. You have to be more tactical. The respawns, like you're either
Take some time.
Yeah, you're either respawning on one of your squad mates, or you're respawning way at the beginning of the map.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
you have to run right back in. I'm not a big fan of like vehicles and airplanes and helicopters that you can fly and do. I just want to play team deathmatch or like a conquest system where you go capture some points and you move to the next one.
Yeah.
That's why I like Call of Duty, because it's action packed and the flow of Call of Duty feels really good. Their games still look like they're from 1989, but the gameplay,
I'll give them 2012.
Okay, 2012. But like their gameplay is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like their gun mechanics, in my opinion, are great, where Battlefield is just beautiful, but it's more of a tactical game.
I feel like they scratch different niches.
Right.
It's not quite apples and oranges, but it's like red oranges to green apple. Red apples to green apples. You're not really getting the same experience. And you know what I mean? It's not really what you're looking for going into that.
Right.
If that makes sense.
It does.
What's your? Oh, go ahead, Marcus.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Declan, what do you think? Which do you prefer?
I've played a lot more Battlefield. I did not enjoy Battlefield 5. I felt that was just all vehicles.
Yeah.
It may have been the certain map I was playing or whatever, but I just know that all the memories I have of that game was me getting destroyed by vehicles before being able to do anything. Battlefield 1, I really enjoyed. Battlefield 4 was really good. But the Call of Duty game that I most recently played, it might be, please forgive me if I'm wrong, Modern Warfare 3 or something, where you could just slide everywhere. It was so quick, like action-packed. I can't not like that game, you know?
Yeah.
There was always something happening. You were sliding around corners. It was a case of who could shoot first, you know? Like,
right.
I really enjoyed that game, and I didn't think I would because I never played Call of Duty before. I was always playing Battlefield. And I played that game, and I was like, I get why people enjoy it. I really do. So you guys saying Call of Duty, it does not surprise me whatsoever. Battlefield feels slower paced, like you said, more tactical, you know? But I think Call of Duty is just more enjoyable in general.
It's more approachable. You know, like it's easy to just jump into a Call of Duty game because albeit it's much simpler, it's somewhat shallow, but I think it's because it's what you're getting, it's easy to like look forward to and enjoy, and it's not over as complicated. Whereas Battlefield, like, it's also enjoyable, but it's more brain power and there's more to it, you know? I think it's just it's a little different. I like Battlefield a lot too. I'm definitely going to play Battlefield 2042. I've played lots of Battlefield games. Bad Company 2, I played it probably between Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 1. I have the most hours in, but
yeah.
The thing about Battlefield 1 is nobody's ever gone to that era. That's why it was so popular. Like the campaign and playing the game in the trenches in like World War I, that's never been done.
Yeah.
So it was iconic to play that game, and it was very immersive because people wanted to be there. It wasn't overdone.
Yeah, and I think that game was really well balanced. They did all the other stuff well too. The balance in that game was great. I never thought that like, oh my god, I'm getting killed only by people with this one gun or something. I thought the vehicles played a nice role, but not too much.
Right. And shout out to Sage Goodwin from Uplink Podcast and now the Battlefield Show. Like listening to him and Sammy Boy talk about Battlefield 2042 now on their podcast, like it's getting me more and more excited to the point of like I might have to stream this one day a week because I'm looking forward to it so much. And they're bringing Oasis back from Battlefield Bad Company 2. That's one of my favorite maps of all time.
I gotta look at which one that was.
Like all time Battlefield maps, it's coming back. So for me, I'm just like, oh my God, I need to play this game. I need to play this map again because like I tried to load Battlefield Bad Company 2 and you want to go back in a Wayback Machine. Like I remember playing that game and I remember playing going, dude, this game is beautiful.
And then you look at it and you're like, oh.
Just go play it real quick. Just load it in and you're like, wow.
I mean, honestly, it still looks pretty good. This is Bad Company 2. It doesn't look bad.
Dude, it looks terrible. Well, okay, but now type in Battlefield 1 and look at the trailer. You're going to be like, oh my God, like you can see the sweat pouring off your forehead that's landing on your gun.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
This is still blocking.
And I'm a graphical whore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I want it at the best of the best. But anyways, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like take over Declan's spot, but I really wanted to talk about Battlefield because I am getting really excited for it. And I do agree with what Nick said earlier, how I think this is Battlefield 2042's year. I don't think Call of Duty is going to be able to stop this train, which is Battlefield that's incoming.
Yeah.
So Declan.
Hello.
Why did you start streaming?
I think I started streaming 5 or 6 years ago. And it was because a few of my mates were doing it, and I thought, oh, that sounds fun. And I tried it a few times, and I kind of did it on and off. And then I decided not to do it anymore because it wasn't for me. But then it was only a few months ago that for some reason I just really had the urge to start doing it again, and for completely different reasons and motivations. And I thought, this time it feels like I actually want to commit to it. So I think it was 2 months ago, and it was just that I kind of had this thought where like so many people watch Twitch and so many people have rough days, right? Me being, I'm a restaurant manager, so there's so many days where you've just had a rough day and you come home, and I thought if I could be that person where people come home, turn on their PC, turn on the stream, and can smile at someone else acting like an idiot or doing something stupid on stream and make their day a little bit better, why shouldn't I do that? That was just my thought behind it. And for me, because that's such a motivating thought, thinking, I've got to stream 3-4 days this week, it's not a chore. It's like a pleasure to do. And that's why I started, and that's why I'm still going,
Yeah. But so you've only been streaming for 2 months?
I think streaming again properly, consistently. I took about a 2-year gap between the last stream I did. But yeah, I've been streaming properly for 2 months now, I think, roughly.
Wow.
How many of your old followers came back?
I would, more than you think. I didn't used to stream SWTOR, so I think for a lot of them, that it wasn't a reason to come back if it was just the game. But yeah, no, I've had a few faces pop in, and you know how nice it is to see them again. People that you used to talk to all the time, and then you just haven't spoke to for such a long time, popping and going, Declan, how are you? I haven't spoken to you in 2+ years. And you're like, oh my God, this person, I remember your name. I remember the conversations, I remember the moment you followed what I was doing, it's amazing. It's so lovely. And so it's heartwarming,
I do. And so, but what's crazy is you've only been back for 2 months, and I feel like your channel has grown so much in just a short period of time.
It's certainly growing much, much quicker than I thought. So I I genuinely thought I'd be lucky to get 10 viewers, right? And now I don't really know what I'm on, but there's always people there and there's always people chatting. And yeah, again, it's absolutely lovely, and I'm so thankful for all the support I get. But it's all the main thing is like, as you know, because you were there, I hit 100 subscribers recently. And
Oh,
again,
you did?
it doesn't.
I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
Nah, yes, you did, Marcus, because you came into the chat and you were like, "Here, take 5 gift subs." I was like, "Oh my, I don't know what to do with that. Thank you so much. Here, take 5 more." And I'm like, "Oh, Marcus, you're scaring me. Please, here, take another 5." And I'm like, "Oh,
But
I
you
don't
hit,
know what to say."
but
you
you
know?
hit 100.
But I hit 100 subs. And then I cannot be more grateful. There's so many people coming in and gifting subs just because, it's just because they want to support me and the channel. And I've never had a feeling like that before of, I can't accept it. I can't accept in my head that people are giving me money and this support because they enjoy what I'm doing. I'm sitting there playing a game. It doesn't make sense to me. But, it's the people have been absolutely incredible with their support. From, my real life friends and girlfriend to people who I've never met on the internet before. Everyone's just been so nice to me. It's I keep using the word, but it is so heartwarming. I can't even describe it.
I completely get it. That happened to me on Monday.
So as you were
dude, yeah,
as you were saying this, the smile on Nick's face, because he knows the feeling, and I
Yeah.
do too. But like, I was just watching Nick's face, and
Yeah.
like,
It is. It's heartwarming.
yes,
It's like you can't believe people are so nice
It's
and like
absolutely lovely.
care
yeah.
about you. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't know. There's always people popping in to say hi, and whether they stay for the 8 or so hours, or whether they just come in and go, "Hey, I wanted to show my face." I literally have people come in and go, "Hey, I just wanted to show my face. I'm putting your stream on a low volume in the background because I want to up your viewer number, but I'm not going to watch right now." And I'm like, "Dude, like, that's so kind of you. I don't expect that or anything like that, but it's just what people are doing. The support has been unbelievable. I can't, undescribable."
yes, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it. That's why
Like,
when people come into my stream, I go bananas because there's like, I appreciate every single person. I remember my first stream ever. It was Nick and I on stream just talking back and forth like we were doing the podcast, but he wasn't talking. He was typing text in the chat to me. And it was just us two.
For like 2
And
hours
now,
or
and
whatever
now
it was. Yeah.
when people come in, that's why I go crazy, because I appreciate them so much. Like when somebody is chatting in my channel, it means so much.
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
realize that like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chat is what makes the stream amazing.
Otherwise, you're sitting there just talking to yourself. And, I'm more than happy for people to lurk and watch. When people are communicating with you and giving you a bit of back and forth, whether it's banter or talking about a certain topic, it's great. Like, I love watching your streams, Marcus, because you genuinely are, I know we said it earlier, but hyped about everything, from people just coming in and, someone donates 1 bit and you're like, 1 bit, thank you so much. It's like, oh, it's so nice to see. And I haven't caught your stream, Nick, yet, but like, seriously, well done for becoming an affiliate. I'm so glad that you've experienced that feeling that me and Marcus both have. It's great.
Can I tell you something?
Go on.
Whether it's a hello, 1 bit, resubbing, anything,
follow,
a prime, a follow,
Mhm,
prime
mhm.
sub, a follow, that person actively chose to do a good deed for your channel, whatever it
Yeah.
is, whether
Yeah.
it's monetary or just conversation or just choosing to follow. That
Yeah.
means so much, because they are actively saying, I want to follow this person, or
Yeah.
I would like to be involved in this person's stream today.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
means so much, whether it's 1 bit or 50 million bits or just a, hey, how's it going? That shit means something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it really is lovely. And there's so many people that I know are just lurking, because I check the viewer list every now and then. I like to see who's there. And there are loads of people who, are so, that most of the time they're there. They don't say anything. They just sit there and watch, But like, it's still that the fact that they're there and supporting you, even without saying anything, I'm sure you agree. It's still just, it's amazing. It really is.
I'll tell you a quick story, and then I there's a question that I'm dying for Nick to ask you. There was a person that was in my stream in the beginning all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
all the time. And now I never have the viewer count list up, of like the viewers up. I shut it off because I don't care.
Yeah,
but occasionally I'll check who's in the chat. And this one person was in the chat every single stream.
Yeah.
Like every time I looked at the list, this person was there. After like months, they were just there. I finally DM'd the person and said, "Can I just say thank you?"
Yeah.
Because I know you're there and I notice you, and I'll never call you out on stream for being in a lurk, because clearly if you don't want to talk, you don't want to talk, and I'm not trying to blow up anybody's spot. But like, thank you for being there. It means a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they don't realize that shit does mean something.
So, that being said, what is your favorite game of all time?
Oh, that's a big question.
You can give like a Mount Rushmore, top few.
So, have you heard of Smite?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have played, I think it's nearly 7,000 hours of Smite.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's a lot, and it's not good. It's like a drug addiction. You know, it's not good for you, but you keep going back, kind of thing. But like I have played so much of that game. I used to be completely in love with that game. Like every day, 12 hours, I could do it easy. Like I'm just happy killing people in that game. You know, I was on teams. I'd stream it. That game was my life at a certain point. But developers made a few mistakes. It got not very good. I obviously wanted to try and support it as much as I can. It was my favorite game, but it's in the state it's in now, and it is what it is. SWTOR, like, I dread to think how many hours I have in that game. I've been playing it for 6 years, I think. So
it's got to be several thousand also.
Oh,
probably.
Yeah, definitely. Probably more than Smite, to be honest. But I think my all-time favorites, maybe the original KOTOR games. KOTOR 2 was like the first ever Star Wars game I ever played, because I saw my uncle playing it once. And I was like, "Oh, Mum, can I have this game?" And she went, "Okay, fine." And I played it, and I loved it. And I played it through maybe 20 times.
Wow.
KOTOR was like my childhood game,
Mm-hmm.
So that I think I'll have to give it to KOTOR on that one. What about you guys? What's your favorite games?
Ooh, that's a good question. Marcus, you first or me first?
You can go first.
So it's tough. My favorite game series is probably, well, it's definitely the Fallout series. My favorite type of game is a single player action RPG. So like Fallout 3, 4, New Vegas, Skyrim I've played probably close to 1,000 hours of.
Yeah.
I also really liked like Spider-Man PS4 I loved a lot. I like the Middle Earth series of games for that.
Oh yeah.
Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War.
Yeah.
Things of that nature, but my favorite's probably Fallout New Vegas or Skyrim, or the ones I have the most hours in. I think New Vegas I probably had. I know I had like 400 hours on Xbox 360, and then another 500 or so on the PC, and then a couple hours streaming. But that was a new playthrough, so I don't count that. Yeah, probably one of those two.
Yeah.
Plus Call of Duties, but that's like the side game. It's the side hoe.
The side chick. Yeah.
Yeah. I always like to do like I'm a 2-game person similar to Marcus, so I always like a single player action RPG and then like a arcadey shooter, whether it's Battlefield or Call of Duty. I like to have like that on the side, or something simple like FIFA, or I used to play a lot of Guitar Hero too back in the day. Those all kind of like fulfill the same itch, like simple, shallow fulfillment type of games, and then like something you sink your teeth into a little bit more.
Yeah.
God of War, also single player action RPG.
Oh, I never played it. Apparently, it was amazing.
Oh
the footage
my
I
God.
saw, it looked incredible.
It is. If you find a cheap PS4, it might be worth it, frankly.
Or
Really?
just wait, it's coming to Steam.
Oh, if it comes to Steam,
is it?
If it comes to Steam, I will play that on stream.
I might have to copy it.
It's really good. That was probably one of my. You know what? That's probably one of my favorite games of all time. I wish I had played more of it. Honestly, I almost 100%ed that. Like, I think my first playthrough, I ended up with like 80 something.
80.
And then like obviously you got to go back and do all the.
Did you play
stuff,
Fallen Order? Anyone here?
I did play Fallen Order.
What do you think of Fallen Order?
I loved it. That's
I thought
right
it was
in my alley.
Great game, like incredible game that one.
Oh my God, yeah. Talk about beautiful.
I
What about you,
enjoyed
Marcus?
it. So I enjoyed Fallen Order. The combat system, like the whole like Dark Souls style combat, isn't really my favorite kind of combat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the block and parry and all that stuff. Like the combat was great. I loved it. The fact that I got to go to my favorite planet in Star Wars and like spend some serious time there and then fall in love with the hottest Star Wars character ever created, the Night Sister. Like
Uh-huh.
it was for me. But my favorite game of all time is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. But I really loved Mass Effect 2. Like, loved that game.
I like that.
But
yeah.
I would say my favorite game, like just straight up my favorite game, has to be Star Wars: The Old Republic. I've met, like, I found myself again. Like, I was like, I've always been a nerd, right? Straight up nerd. But like, I lost myself throughout my life, and like, SWTOR made me find myself again. And like the guild, the people that I've met, like Declan, I found you because of SWTOR, right?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
so many people I know and I've met, and like there's other people that I've never met in real life that I actually know better than my real life, like in person friends.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
From playing a freaking video game,
Right.
and then you get to meet these people. Like Nick and I went out to dinner with Chimeri. He's another streamer, one of our favorite people in the world.
Oh yeah.
Like we had dinner with him, and it was like having a conversation, and it's just like surreal that like that character that's on screen or on Twitch is an actual real life person.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
And, like-
sorry, go on.
No. I was just gonna say it's just like if I met you, it would be the same thing.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, I was going to say, it was 5 years ago when I started raiding against SWTOR, and someone I was in the raid team with at the time, you know, he's called Vevas. If he listens to this, hey, well done you. I'm talking about you. He was just an ordinary guy, and then from this time period, this 5 years, he's met someone. He's got kids now. He's a dad. He's working a new job. He's got a new place. And I've like known him throughout that entire period, and I still know him now. I still raid with him now, and like it's just like a mate that I've had all my life, you know.
Yes.
And that's because of SWTOR. It's great. It's so good.
The last New York City cantina that they had, this is pre-COVID, Dr. Gameology, who Nick was talking about, and Kogus flew into our airport, which is closest to us, then drove with us 2.5 hours to New York City. They could have just flown into New York City, but they chose to land where closer to us so that we could all ride in a car for 2.5 hours and just shoot the shit.
It was really fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
But that's what it's about. So many, like, I know people from our guild that like were involved in like friends' weddings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I have a friend in SWTOR that if he ever asks his girl to marry him, like I will be at that wedding.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not invited, I'm going.
Yeah. It's gonna turn up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
Gotta bring the
anyways,
hype energy to the wedding.
Marcus is like, I don't need a plate. I just want to dance.
that's right. That's it. I don't need to. No, yeah. All I need is the dance floor. Anyways, were you always a PC gamer or did you play consoles too?
My first console I ever played on. My mum was a gamer as I was growing up. She used to play the old, Tomb Raider games, stuff like that. So my first ever game console was the Sega Mega Drive, and then I did the PS1, PS2, and then I moved to Xbox, and I got really into the Halo games. So I was always playing Halo over Call of Duty. Hence why I don't understand a lot of the stuff you're talking about. You talk about Call of Duty.
That's fair.
But then I had an Xbox for like 2-3 years, and then I heard about all these games come up on PC, and a lot of my mates were playing on PC. So I bought an Alienware laptop so I could join them. It was about £1,000. It broke very easily. It overheated. Never do it. It's terrible. But I started PC gaming that way. And yeah, I haven't looked back for a second.
Nick kind of has a similar story.
Yeah,
Really?
pretty much. I have I started off on various consoles. What was my first one? GameCube, and then well, first I had a Game Boy that was a hand-me-down. I had the gray brick, and then and then that Christmas I got the Game Boy Color, and then later I got a GameCube, PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, and then that's when I finally had online and I played like multiplayer with my friends. Then what did I get after that? PS4. Yep, PS4. And then when I had my PS4, I bought a crappy. Mine was an Asus gaming computer.
Yeah, but you were laptop. You were going to college, and you were like, I need a gaming laptop. And you're like, I got to do it on a budget. So you bought one, and it had like a GTX 950 in it. I was like, dude, the card sucks.
Yeah, it was a 950M. So it was
it was the mobile version.
Mobile version of a 950 was just terrible. Anyway.
And you couldn't even play SWTOR on Potato.
I could barely play SWTOR on Potato. Like if I did a raid, it would like I would get like 8 frames a second with all the explosions and stuff. So then later, I had that for a while. Then that laptop was starting to age, and I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about like life stuff. Like I need to build my credit a little bit more. And then Marcus pointed out that Newegg.com has a Newegg credit card that you can get, where it's 0% interest for 12 months on purchases over like $500. So I was like, oh, okay. Like I have extra spending money. I don't have like $1,500 to spend, but like I can do like $300 a month.
Yeah.
And like pay this off in like 4 months, and it's basically free money, a free loan. So I did. I got that credit card, paid it, bought a nicer gaming laptop. What does this have in it? A 2060, I think.
Yeah.
A 2060 in here, which was fine, an upgrade, and I needed a new laptop anyways. And then paid it off quickly, and then fast forward like 6 months later.
Yeah, it was about 6 months where you're like, I can't do the laptop.
I can't do the laptop. Like I was using a laptop with multiple screens. And like the 2060, like a laptop's never gonna perform like a real PC because it's just you can't cool it good enough, and you can't fit a real graphics card in there. I was like, okay, I have this credit card, and like now that I'm like paid off of a big purchase, like my limit increased, and like okay, I got a new job, I get paid a little bit more. I'm like, I'm gonna just do it. Like I'm gonna invest in a real gaming rig, and this was like in January of this year, when like you couldn't get graphics cards unless you bought a pre-built. So I did. I bought a pre-built with a 3080 in it.
I was so mad at you
because I had a lot nicer card than Marcus. He since corrected that, but but yeah, I think I have an i7 in there, like 10th gen, whatever. Well, like a really nice computer. It was like over $2,000.
Yeah, your computer's awesome.
It's really nice. Like I'm really proud of it, and I've almost have it paid off. I have like $500 left.
Perfect.
But so that's, and you know, it's 0% interest for a year, so it's awesome. But same story basically is like progress to a crappy laptop, realize that's not the way, and then move to PC. Now I've not looked back. It's awesome.
Okay.
So,
go ahead, Nick.
Oh, I was going to ask the next question.
Oh, go ahead.
So everybody on the show has to answer this, and it's interesting to hear everybody's different answers.
Okay, I'm ready. Yep.
Who is your favorite Star Wars character?
And why?
Yes, that's the key part. Take your time. Chew on it a little bit.
Okay, it's a big question. I'm going to need a moment.
Okay. If you'd like me to go first, I can.
You know what?
No,
go for it. I'll
you
talk
can't.
about
That's true.
You'll
Not allowed
influence
that?
decisions. Nope, this
true.
is all yours.
If you need to,
sir, how about this?
No, you know what? I've got it.
Are you sure?
It's usually like they
I've got
think
this.
about it for a sec, Nick, but they all know in the back of their head who their favorite is.
I've instantly, I just needed to admit to myself. Ahsoka Tano.
There you go. It's a great answer.
That's my answer, and it's not even close. I think a second would be Anakin. That's a very vanilla answer, but I love it.
But why Ahsoka?
She's just a bit badass, really, isn't she? She's, you watch her grow up through the Clone Wars. You see her in Rebels Return. You're like, oh my god, it's Ahsoka Tano, she's back. And then she appears in Mandalorian, and now she's getting her own series. Like, I just love that they didn't overdo her. They made her story great. When I was watching the Clone Wars finale, I was all about what she was doing and her whole story, and I loved it. Like, I've gone back and watched that since. For me, she's just such an entertaining character. The way she left the Jedi Order, the way she helps the Mandalorian, the way she did, all these things that she does that you don't really see anywhere else in Star Wars. She's just a very different character. And the fact that she was a kid when you start watching the Clone Wars, it's just, to me, it's the perfect character for me in Star Wars. And Love her.
Awesome.
Totally get it.
All right, so for me, I just
You what?
no, I just think about Ahsoka. She was the first Marauder ever in real life, and
There's
I
probably a hidden reason why. as well.
yes,
That's not true.
and
That's not true. Asajj Ventress was in the 2D Clone Wars shorts on Cartoon Network.
well, that was true.
Was
Which is,
General Grievous
but-
a Marauder?
No,
no, because he has 4 lightsabers. He's also in.
Sometimes he has 2, no?
yeah, but like he's not. Yeah,
That's a different thing.
yeah, but did Ventress have in the 2D 2 lightsabers, or did she only have 1?
nope, she had 2.
Oh wow.
I think she
Crazy.
did have 2. Yeah.
So what is your favorite stream moment from since you've begun streaming?
Hold on. I haven't heard your answers.
I was gonna say we gotta share our answers.
Yeah.
You first or me first?
You can go first.
Okay, so my answer is actually from Legends. My favorite character in all of Star Wars is Darth Bane. If you're not familiar with him, Darth Bane is the Sith who instituted the Rule of 2 originally.
Yes, I knew that. I did know that. Yeah.
Darth Bane has an awesome trilogy of books that you can find. I haven't read any of the Star Wars books. I listened to them on Audible, and I think it's much, much better. You get all the sound effects, and you get awesome voice acting for all the characters. So Darth Bane has a trilogy on Audible. If you like audiobooks or listen to podcasts, go listen to it. It's fantastic. But the short version is the Sith used to be, like in Star Wars: The Old Republic, a giant army. There's lots and lots of Sith, and they were disorganized. They were always undermining each other, trying to kill one to get to the next, to rise up in power and things like that.
Yeah.
And Darth Bane said, screw all that. He kills every single one of them. He goes, I am the only Sith. I'm going to take my one apprentice. It'll be me and that apprentice, and that's it. And it's vague at this is a slight spoiler, but it's 3 books worth. But it's vague at the end of the book as to whether or not he transfers his life into his apprentice when the apprentice kills him. And I think if you've seen Rise of Skywalker, when Palpatine's referencing, I am all of the Sith, I think it's because Darth Bane is Palpatine, basically. Darth Bane has been every Sith master going down the line through all of eternity. Or at least a collection of them.
Huh.
Which is pretty awesome. I mean, that's a pretty far-fetched theory, but like, I just think it's pretty awesome that Darth Bane is like the original guy that started this whole Sith setup that you see through every piece of Star Wars, pretty much. Outside of the Old Republic stuff, which I think is pretty awesome. But Marcus, how about you?
Marcus.
What?
Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Oh,
hello.
R2D2. So R2,
it's actually a good reason. I like this.
So R2D2 is my favorite character because he's the hero of the whole kabang. Every time somebody needs him, he's there for him. He doesn't need the Force. He doesn't need anything. He's just there to help people. And that's what he does. And every big moment in all of the movies, whether it's the elevator shaft in Attack of the Clones or just standing by Leia's side in Rise of Skywalker, R2 is there. Or carrying the Death Star plans for Leia, all the above, R2 is always there.
He's an unsung hero with Star Wars.
Yeah. He's my favorite character. Like, hands down, there's nobody better. Yeah. And I think that's, and I really believe that it follows it almost, for me, like R2 is like a piece of me. Like, I'm the same way. Like, I'm always willing to help somebody. I always want to be there for somebody or help anybody or just be there when somebody needs you. And I guess that's just who I am. So what is your favorite stream moment so far?
Every now and then I get a message from whoever it is at the time saying, Declan, I just want you to know I've been going through some rough times recently, and your streams helped me deal with that. And one of those, as I mentioned, I'm a restaurant manager, but it's a really quite a shitty job. I've quit now, but that's a story for another time. So it was one of those days where I had a really bad day. The owner was being particularly dickheadish on that day. And I thought I'd stream in the evening because one, I said I would, but two, I was hoping that as well as, me hopefully cheering people up, they could cheer me up in the same way.
Yeah.
And it just happened to be one of those days where I got one of those messages saying, hey, just so you know, I've been really struggling with life recently. And this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. It's been a really rough couple of weeks. I can't even tell you. Your streams have helped me go through that. So I just want to say a massive thank you for being you and streaming. I cannot describe the feeling that gives me, especially because it was on one of those days like that made my week. Like I'd forgotten about everything that went wrong. They are without a doubt my favorite moments stream wise.
That is so awesome. And it is an awesome feeling because you don't know what somebody else behind the screen is going through.
Yeah, exactly.
And for somebody to say that, it like your heart melts because you're like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell did I cheer them up today?
Exactly. Yeah.
So awesome.
So, Declan, what's your favorite ice cream flavor?
I don't want to give a boring answer, but I do like a good vanilla. Actually, no, I take
Yes!
that. I like vanilla, right? But do you have Magnums in America?
Yes. The
standard Magnum is amazing.
That's too big for me.
Too big for you.
Okay, Marcus is making a pun. I don't know if you have the
right,
same kind of brands.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Boomba!
That was great.
Anyway.
No, we do have Magnums. If you don't know what we're talking about, those are like ice creams on a stick that you can get in a grocery store. They're vanilla ice cream with a hard chocolate coating on the outside.
Yeah, it's the vanilla inside. That's right. You bite off all the chocolate coating first, then you eat the vanilla.
Oh, that's fair.
Beautiful. Mwah.
Are you a type of person? Do you have Pop-Tarts?
No.
No. Oh, okay. It's just in America. That's a garbage piece of breakfast food for kids. But I was gonna say, are you a Pop-Tart person where like you eat all the crust and then the middle part?
Yes.
See, that's what I do too. Or like if
because the crust is the shittiest part. You need that over with so then you can indulge on the best part.
Right.
Oh. Are they like biscuits?
Yeah, they're terrible.
Fucking biscuits.
They're like styrofoam with sugar frosting in the middle. No, but biscuits in the UK don't really. That's more like a cookie, basically what we would call it. Kinda. It's different. It's not
biscuit.
Like we think like when biscuit over here would be like the fluffy piece of bread like in Southern food.
They're not. They don't know what Southern food is.
Hang on. It's a scone or a scone.
Basically, yeah, but it's like a horrible processed scone, basically.
Okay.
They're good because like you eat them when you're a kid and it's nostalgic and terrible. You know what I mean? You know, like
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, but anyways, those are Pop-Tarts.
So do you have any goals for your channel?
Oh God, I don't know. I honestly didn't have a goal anyway. It was things that started happening at an amazing, alarming rate. I guess the obvious one is to try and become a partner. That'd be super cool, but it's a long way off. I think you've got to have an average of 80 viewers or something, and that's one of many steps. But to be a partnered streamer on Twitch, then being able to reach more people because of that, because a partner streamer, let's see what they do. And then hopefully, make more people smile, make more people happy. Like, I guess that is the goal on Twitch. That is a long-term goal, though. But that is obviously something I want to work towards.
Awesome.
Declan,
Yeah.
So where can people find you?
Well, I am on, obviously, Twitch. It's Twitch TV/Declan Ravelli, spelled DECLAN RAVELLI. It's a long name. I'm sorry. I wasn't very creative. I just named it my name. But yeah, that's where I'll be most of the time.
What days do you stream?
So at the moment I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday for SWTOR raids with my raid team. I'm doing Saturday for a bit of a mixture and horror games, and then a few bonus streams throughout the week as and when I've got time. So yeah, you have to follow the channel to catch those.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show.
No, thank you for having me. It's actually been so fun, and I'm honored you invited me on.
What are you guys talking about in here?
Find out next episode of
Working Class Nerds.